And welcome, you're watching Head to Head. I'm Antonina Antosha with UATV. Today we're talking about food safety in Ukraine. On 10th of July, Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine adopted a new law on organic products labeling. It establishes rules for the production of organic products and provides significant fines for violations. So what information should Ukrainian food producers give to the consumers? And how does it comply with the European laws regulating food safety? To talk more about this, we're joined in the studio today by Yana Dobidovska. She's a deputy team leader, EU-funded project Improvement of Food Safety Control System in Ukraine. Hello, and thank you for joining us. So let's talk about the law first. What is so special about it, and why does Ukraine need such a law? How will Ukrainian producers and consumers benefit from it?
We are talking now about law on organic production.
No, we're talking about the law on labeling the products and putting information about the products on the products.
If we are talking about the draft law on
the bill
providing information to consumers regarding food products, I would say that this draft is very, very important because this draft is a legal tool which allows to consumers to understand exactly what is in the products, what does the products consist of, where the products came from.
Okay, but who is controlling if the information that is put on the label on the product is actually true and it does comply with the insides of the actual product?
Yeah, it's a very good question. And now in Ukraine, we have one competent body who is responsible for control of food safety and labeling as well. And this is State Service for Food Safety and Consumer Rights of Ukraine. So this is a competent body who will control, who will check whether the labeling on the products reflects what is inside.
Let's say this controlling body finds a mismatch. What's going to be the fine for the violation? How are those untruthful food producers going to be punished for trying to fool the consumers?
Okay, there are two mechanisms. They are applying simultaneously. So first of all, it's true that there is a fine. And this fine established in the law of control of food products. And this law already entered into force on 4th of April this year. So there is a special fine depending on whether it was done by legal persons or natural persons, entrepreneur. So, and it is quite, I would say, not very big, but quite big fine. And another mechanism, this is recall or withdrawal of all of the batch of this mislabeled, let's say, product. So not only one package will be recalled or withdrawn from the market, all batch, yeah.
Okay, could you specify what kind of information should be put on the label?
On the label, there are like a list of mandatory information, first of all, and mandatory information, this is, for example, name of the food product, then weight, then date of durability, and then for some products, list of all ingredients with percentages.
Only for some products? Which are they?
No, some products.
Other special...
there is a description, yeah.
Yes.
Like to which products it is not applied. Because, for example, like when you are selling fruits or vegetables, what list of ingredients can be labeled.
But what about dairy products, for example?
For example, dairy products, it will be like made of the whole milk.
So there should be, it is obligatory to have a list of contents.
List, yeah, of ingredients. So mandatory allergens. It is new in Ukraine now, like we don't have legal like requirements to put allergen, because in this draft we have like a list of allergens. So like food business operator can open this list and check whether the products that will be used in her food are allergens or not. If yes, so it should be mandatory labeled, you know, with some special like sign. Yeah, and it is, we are talking not about label on food, like a packaging. We are talking about information providing to consumers through internet, for example, distance selling, for example, restaurants menu, for example. So it is new for us.
Catering as well,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So this information should be available to consumers.
So, but this is new for Ukraine, for Ukrainian food producers and for Ukrainian consumers as well.
Also size, for example. Size is very important because now in Ukraine, legal requirement 0.8 millimeters, like 8 millimeters size on labeling. In EU, and we harmonize this with EU requirements, will be 1 centimeters, 2 millimeters. So it will be like more readable, I would say, for consumers, because sometimes you can't even read what is written on the packaging.
I agree. The font is too small. Speaking of European Union now has the whole system of fast information exchange about food products. I just wanted to know if that system is really effective and if Ukraine is going to implement it. And if we are implementing this system, then how far along are we?
No, at the moment, you know, what we have now, this is only this draft law. But
are we going to pick up the experience of the European Union with this fast information exchange system?
We should harmonize our legislation with EU requirements, but we are doing it gradually, you know. First, we put this legal basis, you know, we put together all labeling requirements, then it will be next step, you know. But even now, we have in other law, in this law on control of food, we have requirements about informing competent body from food business operators about any like deviations, any inconsistencies that they can find, you know, like during putting into circulation and circulation of food. And it includes also labeling. So if some food business operator like finds that this label like doesn't meet requirements, they should inform competent body about this. Even it is not the food business operator who produced it and who is responsible for labeling.
These changes in Ukrainian legislation concerning food producing industry and food consuming industry, for that matter, does it change the Ukrainian food market in any way? Meaning, does the level of competition in between food producers arises, and do they pay more attention to the ingredients they're using for producing their products?
We believe that it will change the attitude of food business operators to labeling, especially if we believe that this control will take place properly. So food business operators will know that they should put only those information that are truth, that can mislead the consumers, and they will know that they can be checked at any stage of production and circulation of these food products. And if any inconsistencies will be revealed, it will be published on the official website of the service, and consumers will know about this. So me as a consumer, next time in the supermarket, I will not choose this product if I have this information that the labeling information on the label was untrue.
All these changes, again, in our legislation, are we doing it just because we want to, well, let's be honest, want to get a bigger share of the European market with our food products, or are we actually trying to provide our own Ukrainian consumers with better quality of food products? Or are we doing it for the both reasons?
I would say 3 reasons, at least.
Even 3, okay.
Even 3, yeah. First, like from legal point of view, we have our commitments according to association agreement. And according to association agreement, we should harmonize our legislation with EU requirements. So this is first reason.
Okay.
Second reason, of course, for our consumers, it will be much better. Because if control is better, if food business operators think whether to mislead or not consumers, to put right information or not, like, let's say, right information, because food business operator knows and aware about consequences. So it will be better for consumers because the label will correspond to content of the food. And third, of course, for Ukrainian exporters, of course, if you want to export something to EU, you should meet EU requirements. So, like, labeling requirements should be the same as it is in EU. So,
thank you so much for coming and sharing this information with us. That was Yana Dobidovska. She's the deputy team leader of the EU-funded project Improvement of Food Safety Control in Ukraine. Thank you so much for watching and goodbye.